points from you tonight, 6 Lakers in double-digit scoring. What was the key to closing this one out late in the game?
Well, we covered some mistakes, and I felt like we played hard, and for certain stretches in the game, we made the right defensive play.
How impressed were you with some of the young guys, Julius Randle in particular, with a career high in assists, another double-double for him?
Yeah, I thought they played well. I thought they played hard. I think the next level for them is just covering coverages the right way, understanding who they're closing out to, and playing personnel a lot better. And I think it's time for them to make that jump, offensively and rebounds and things of that sort. They seem to be doing that pretty consistently, but now it's time to really lock in on those details.
How much of that can you help with late in the game as you're sitting there talking with them?
Well, throughout the game, and just being in the air consistently on certain closeouts and angles and things like that. And so, I think it's just a repetition of hearing it, and then when those mistakes happen, they kind of start correcting themselves.
Oh, it had been 9 days since you played. Is your shoulder any better? Was it able to?
Yeah, my shoulder feels great. My shoulder feels great, feels fine. I didn't have any aches and pains tonight. I was able to move pretty freely, and I hadn't ran or shot the ball since the last time I played. So, the first half I had to get my sea legs a little bit.
30 minutes tonight. You think we'll see you tomorrow in Phoenix?
Absolutely.
I don't mean see you like sitting there, but see you on the court, see you on the court playing.
Got to cover the loopholes.
Yeah.
No, I'll be playing.
Okay.
Adam Silver said before the game that we've talked a lot with him about just that one and done rule. What's your overall perspective of that?
Well, I mean, my opinion on that is all didn't make any sense. I mean, it really doesn't. You want the kid to go to college, and some players go to college for 4 years and don't learn anything about the game whatsoever and get a degree in geography or something. What does that do? I think it's all really depending on the kid and how well we teach the kid, whether he goes to college or comes straight to the pros. But the education should never stop. So for me, when I came straight to the pros, I still had to learn quite a bit about business, about finance, and things of that nature. So I think kids should have the option of either going to college or coming straight to the pros.
Not worried about alienating geography majors, I see.
Whatever.
How was it like going up against the best defender you've ever faced in your career?
It was great. It was great. I told him, I said, tonight I'm up 1. For the last time we played, and we went one-on-one one time when I scored. So I told him, last time we played is 1-0 me. And but it was great going against him.
How about this new version of Tony Allen? Just not missing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he played extremely well. And he had shots, and he took them, and he was aggressive offensively. If I remember correctly, I think he had a triple-double not too long ago. Was that Matt?
Yeah.
I think Tony had 26 one game or something like that, I saw. So he's been playing well.
Commissioner Silver said that he's talked to you, and you've talked a lot about working you post-career, trying to teach kids like the fundamentals, and that you spend a lot of time talking with the commissioner about that. Can you kind of enlighten what that entails?
Well, I mean, this kind of goes back to the previous question about being one and done. I think it's we have to do a much better job educating our young players and how to think the game, how to play the game the right way. I mean, a lot of the kids are going to college and not really learning those basics, or how to process games or watch game film and things of that nature. And I think it's our responsibility to teach. It's the old adage is you come to the pros and you have to be ready, and you're a professional, and that's a load of crap. Because the learning should never stop, whether you're in college or in the pros. We have to do a much better job teaching.
So you're talking about are you thinking at the youth level, or are you talking
at every level? At every level. Even now, I continue to learn. Right, so it doesn't stop. So we have to do a much better job putting a system around our players at the youth level, high school level, collegiate level, and pro level of continuing to learn. It's basketball education.
An expansion of what you teach at Kobe Camp this summer?
Yeah, something like that. But different levels call for different details. And, but I think it's time. If we want to continue to have our league grow and progress, then we must take teaching seriously.
How do you envision implementing something like that?
No. I mean, that's something we'll have to sit around and talk about, right? But the important thing is the repetition. Like Phil never viewed himself as being a coach. He always viewed himself as being a teacher. He taught us how to think the game. He taught us, to be mindful and aware of situations and how to handle certain situations, right? And so, coaching is a very, do this, do that sort of thing. Teaching is more giving you the tools to be able to make certain decisions in key situations.
Vince Carter was talking about how you guys go back to your AAU days.
Sorry?
Vince Carter was
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about how you guys go back to your AAU days.
Yeah.
Any memory that sticks out from that?
Yeah,
and
played on the
what's
greatest
been like?
AAU team of all time. We did. I mean, we played together. It was. Me, him, and Tim Thomas. It was the greatest AAU team ever. I mean, we were smashing people by 60, 70 points. And it was a lot of fun playing. And we played out in Florida, touring out in Florida. It was the first time I had a chance to see him in person. And it was great, man.
You said you guys competed quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. In high school, I won them all, too.
Last question, guys.
A lot of water.
Huh?
A lot of water in the British.
Man, it's been so much fun competing against him. And when he first came in the league and watching how he's developed and progressed to being a veteran, you know what I mean? It's cool for us, to be competitors for all those years and now to sit here and, embrace and understand this is the last time we'll be facing each other. It's a pretty cool journey, man.
What are you looking forward to Phoenix?
Just playing. I mean, they got some really talented young players over there that I've never played against them. So I'm looking forward to playing against those guys and seeing what they can do and what they can do, and should be fun. I'm really impressed. Brooker really looks good to me, man. I know he has a lot of potential, so looking forward to competing against those guys.